Hey, what's up guys, TotallyDubbed here, and today I'm doing a video review for the Samsung 34-inch curved monitor. Now this is the CF791. Now I found different model names on Amazon.co.uk. It's a very long, now brace yourself, it's the LC34F791 WQUXEN. A mouthful to say, obviously very easy to remember. In terms of pricing, this monitor can be found for £800 in the UK and $950 in the USA. Links will be down in the description in case you're interested. Now, what do you get for all that money? Because it is quite expensive. So first of all, this is a quantum dot display. It's a 34-inch curved monitor. It runs at 3440 at 1440p. It has 4 millisecond response time and has a VA panel. Now, in terms of the monitor goes, all specs will be listed in the description below, but let's get straight down to it. Let's see how it does in terms of its build quality. So first of all, it's ports. Now you've got a display port input, which is 1.2. You've got two HDMI 2.0 ports at the back as well. You've got audio out, and you've got a USB hub which gives you two USB ports found on the left hand side of the monitor. I should quickly mention in terms of ports, you've got a nice some way of managing your cables at the back, meaning you can route your cables all through the stand and therefore you don't even have to see any cables. Quite nice and nifty, almost like the TV line that Samsung offer, so that's pretty cool, but for me it doesn't really matter given the fact that it's behind the desk anyway. Now in terms of the build quality goes, the monitor looks fantastic. It has very slim bezels on the edge, meaning it doesn't distract you from the side. It's got a beautiful silver finish, meaning that it's actually a little bit different from all the other black monitors out there on the market. In terms of its stand, it's actually very nifty. You can go up and down, so you've got height adjustments and you've got tilt adjustments, which is kind of rare for a curved monitor of its size, so it's nice to see it included. And the stand also has a VESA mount capabilities and a VESA mount bracket, kind of a thing which turns it into VESA mount compatibility is included in the package, and it can be mounted at the back of the monitor. Now the monitor has a really nice joystick control, very easy to use, and I'm very much a fan of this on all types of monitors. Now I'm just going to bring you in over here so you guys can see the OSD, and just reduce the EV of my camera. Now in terms of the settings, it is factory calibrated out the box, so much so that you actually get a factory calibration report, which I'm just going to show you over here. Your factory calibration report, which is quite nice to see, because again you don't really see that much with other monitors. I say again because I reviewed also the smaller baby 24-inch curved monitor from Samsung, which also uses a quantum dot display. It comes with a calibration report. So going into the menu, in the picture settings, you can select from different picture modes, brightness, contrast, sharpness, color, which I've got just as RGB is 50 because I felt it's perfect like that. Color tone on custom. And then which you can go as different preset colors, gamma mode 1, upscale off, gamer mode off. It does kind of change the color and the gamma profile of the monitor when you select that on. Response time on fastest, and I'll get into that in just a second with some CSGO. I would suggest using it on fastest at all times because I didn't notice any overshoot ghosting. You got pip and picture mode, meaning you can input different sources for you to see. On-screen display system, you've got AMD FreeSync, which is also included within the monitor, but obviously you need a AMD card, which I do not have. In terms of sound, now I must say, I've just looked at its specifications, it's got a fantastic sound quality. Now I don't normally say this because it's pretty useless in most monitors, but I must say this monitor was really loud, and it says dual 7-watt speakers. So its two 7-watt speakers were really impressive. I must say, normally, as I say, it's not something I would normally look out for, but this monitor really did produce fantastic sub-bass, good mid-bass slam, a decent reproduction, and a good high extension. So I'm very surprised to say that, but honestly, if you're looking for speakers on a monitor, this is possibly one of the best ones I've actually come across, and it goes extremely loud without distorting. Now you've got the DisplayPort version, the HDMI version, which I would use it on HDMI 2.0. You've got 2 ports, so you've got 2.0 capability on both of those. And you've got the power LED, which is at the bottom right hand side over here, which you can disable, and then obviously information of it running. Now this is a 100 Hertz panel, something I didn't actually mention, but it's actually very important. It is a 100 Hertz model, so if you're looking to be gaming on this, it's a panel that's going to be pretty ideal. Now I'll get into that in just a second. Now in terms of the panel quality itself, I must say I was extremely impressed. Out the box, it feels like it was calibrated, and indeed the calibration report does give that justice. Its colors really do pop. I didn't have any sort of problems with backlight bleed, although I did notice a little bit of shining through where the Samsung logo is, and that was actually backed up with my claims when I looked at this calibration. I normally don't do this, but because I had the equipment in the house, I can see it, and as you can see right here, as I tested with a complete black screen, there's a little bit of off-white over here on the edge, and that's because of a slight backlight bleed that comes from the Samsung logo. Very hard to notice, but if you're going to be photo editing, video editing, just bear that in mind in that sort of area, at least for my monitor itself. In terms of color reproduction, it's fantastic. I had again, color calibrator, all really good results at 0.56 delta E, which is fantastic for a monitor. And just generally looking at the monitor, I had no problems. Whites are accurate. The blacks go into deep blacks as well. As I said, the colors pop, and just the accuracy of the colors is very, very impressive. So generally speaking, I would look to use this monitor for photo, video editing, no problem. And in terms of watching movies on an ultra-wide monitor, again, no problems whatsoever with that. So definitely impressive. But now, how does it cope when it comes to gaming? Because I was very much apprehensive about this being a gaming monitor. It's a 100 Hertz monitor, but normally VA panels have a horrendous have some sort of horrendous look to them. And what I mean by that, it means that essentially when you look at the panel, you're going to get a lot of motion blur taking place with VA panel. Now, it wasn't the case with a smaller 24-inch model that I reviewed, which I'll link down in the description, and that's because it uses a advanced motion blur reduction technology from Samsung in order to remove that. But this one doesn't, so I was very much apprehensive about that. I can definitely say that nevertheless, it is a fantastic monitor for competitive gaming. It's very surprising for it to do so well because, again, I wasn't expecting to do as well as it did, but I had no problems. In terms of response time of the monitor, literally no problems whatsoever. Input lag as well, very, very low. It could be lower in terms of in comparison to other gaming monitors I've come across, but just generally speaking, it's really good. Now, you saw in the menus before that I had the option as fastest. And that's because when I cycled through fastest or standard, I saw hardly any difference in terms of overshoot ghosting, so I had no problems in terms of that. And I felt that it responded just a little bit better, the monitor responded just a little bit better when it was on fastest mode. So definitely use it on fastest mode. Some monitors are great in terms of handling that, and this monitor is one of them, so definitely use it on that. You won't notice any overshoot ghosting. So in terms of competitive gaming go, I would actually use this for competitive gaming, even though Samsung say it's not really aimed as competitive gaming in comparison to some of the other lines, such as that 24-inch monitor, which are 1 millisecond VA panel, but at 4 milliseconds is perfectly acceptable for Counter-Strike. As I said, like playing at supreme global level, it's very much acceptable. And in terms of casually gaming, then you won't have any problems whatsoever, and you can benefit from its beautiful color. So on the whole, is it worth it? Well, this monitor is very expensive. It is £800, but it is a fantastic monitor. All round, it has great colors, good build quality, great gaming response. It has a 100 Hz refresh rate as well, which is good for gaming enthusiasts like myself who want high FPS, and it's got AMD FreeSync. If you've got AMD card, then you're going to get a tear-free experience, and just generally speaking, guys, I just think it's a great monitor. I have no real complaints other than the fact that it's an expensive monitor. So if you've got the budget and you're looking for a curved monitor, then this monitor is definitely for you. If, however, you're a little bit apprehensive about the budget, then just ask me for recommendations in the comments and I'll let you know. Speaking of which, make sure you give it a like, subscribe, favorite and share, and let me know, as I said, in the comments below if you need any other recommendations, or if you got any questions about the monitor, or if you bought it yourself, and if you got any comments yourself to add to it. Alright guys, I've been Totally Dubbed. Hopefully you enjoyed this review, and take care. Bye bye.